And while I
Good morning, everybody. So make no misunderstanding about it. We're talking about, got to click on my yeses, I accept what we're doing. Put your faces on, cameras on, give me your attention. This is going to be an interactive kind of class. Tiffany, find out where we're getting feedback from and mute that person. Somebody is unmuted, probably Virginia. Virginia, if you can, please mute your mic. There we go. Thank you very much. What we're going to talk about today is about attraction, about building the additional streams of income that we have an opportunity to do. And we're going to talk about that by not doing recruiting, but by doing community. I don't want to focus on recruit. I want to focus on community, about bringing people together around you. Now, Tom and I spend a lot of time and energy talking about this, and it's something that's very important to us because obviously we have this large community with the GPS Global Partners. I'm sorry, I should include this as well because with Fred and DJ and Curtis, and I know I'm missing some people, but we're all very engaged in this community as you guys are because you're here every day. But there's other communities that work as well. And this will, well, if you saw it on the Facebook post that went out yesterday, the truth of the matter is real estate can be kind of a lonely business. It really can. It's up to you to do it. And having community around you is important. So what we want to do is we're going to cover today some opportunities for everybody here to build their own community, to build a community around them. Doesn't mean that you have to do it alone, but you're probably going to have to lead for a little while until others start leading with you. Tom, you and I cover this so much. This is, I mean, it's almost at least once a week we're having this conversation. Do you have anything before we jump into this, anything you want to start or you want to talk about that is relevant to you on this, buddy?
Yeah, I think by building community, we got to understand what does that look like and how do we go about doing it. So it's, yeah, you got to set a goal, you got to make a plan, and you got to execute. Many people want community, but they don't want to do the work to create community. And then many people want community, and they just don't know how to go and find it. So I'm gonna share some ideas with you with as many with DJ and many others on this call today. So there's a great book, and I think it's a book that resonates with me. Is the gosh, what is it? The 5 Levels of Leadership is one. I'll tell you what it is. Hold on, I'm in the middle of it right now for the 5th time. Let's see. The 360 Degree Leader. The 360 Degree Leader by John Maxwell. You don't have to be the leader of a company or an organization to lead. See, you can be the person who takes charge of one little task or something. You do not have to be the leader of an organization to make decisions and grow an organization or a community. And number one, the biggest thing is we're independent contractors. So you don't have a boss. You are your boss. So I'm going to dig into those things, George.
Okay, cool. Tiffany's on the call. Tiffany, are you ready? I'm gonna throw you under the bus to get you started because what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm
So
ready.
Tiffany's up in the Virginia area, and now let's be fair. Let's call a spade. She is incredibly dynamic. She is incredibly charming, and she's hysterical on TikTok and Shorts. So I mean, there's a lot. She's a big level to lead up to. But Tiffany, you've built a community up there of real estate professionals. They're not all with our group. They're not all with EXP, but you're building this community of like-minded, shareable things. And I've got a bunch of stuff I wrote down that I want to talk about, but I really wanted to give you first thunder because I really love what you're doing up there.
Thank
And
you.
anybody else that's doing this as well, before you jump in, Tiffany, anybody else that's having some success building a community, I beg you to share what you're doing because others will benefit from your experiences. So please, Tiffany, the floor is yours. And thank you for doing this.
Yeah, of course. So the very first thing I did when I got licensed, of course, was engage on these calls. And then after they ended, I'm not going to lie, I felt a little alone, a little wanting. I was like, well, what do I do? Who do I talk to? I still want to keep the conversation going or perhaps have different conversations around real estate. So I trolled. I'm not gonna lie, I trolled. I went onto Eventbrite. I went into Facebook events. I went onto websites like Meetup for professionals who have events. I searched specifically for real estate, builders, networking, all types of things that interested me. And I looked at the groups that were holding them. I started popping in, going to, most of the time it was free, because if it's free, it's for me, at least once. I will try it. And I did. I was able to find a lot of amazing agents, whether they were with our brokerage, like George said, or not. There's a lot of amazing people that are just like the people on our calls. And they were very helpful. Very helpful. So the first thing I did, guys, is I trolled. I went online to find other events, other masterminds, other trainings that were in my area.
So Tiffany, you met a group of, I'm just going to put a random number. This is my number, not yours. So, I mean, I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but let's say you found that there's, 5 to 10 people that really you kind of connected with through putting yourself out, getting social, and you had a common conversation, I'm assuming, which would be the real estate as a commonality. Is that fair and accurate?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, and I get that because it's, everybody talks about their profession. It's real easy to have a long conversation with somebody about what they do 6 to 8 hours a day, or in most real estate careers in 1 to 2 hours every week. So, but you can have that. I'm kidding, poking fun at us as us when we need to prospect more, all of us, me included. So you then have this group of about 5 to 7 people or 10 people that you really kind of like. What did you do to further that community? What did you do to create something? I'm assuming it's fairly repetitive. That's because that's usually an indication of it. What did that look like?
For each person that I met that I really liked, I did what George taught me, guys. I asked them about their business, and I asked more questions like Tom taught us about their business. So if it was about real estate, oh, I'm also in real estate. How long have you been in the business? Do you really like it? Where's most of your business coming from? Anything that they said that I also had an interest in, I dug a little deeper. So if they said, well, I started with open houses, really, I didn't meet a lot of people who like start with open houses. Can you tell me a little bit more about it? Our group has a phenomenal open house plan. And we went further into that. Of course, when we're at networking events, you try to talk to as many people as possible. But of course, there was an exchange of information, and I followed up the very next day. I let them know, thank you for, chatting with me and telling me a little bit about your business. I learned a lot from you. Would you mind meeting for coffee or such and such another time? We stayed in touch. And because I was selective with the groups and trainings that I was going to, I noticed that a lot of the agents that I liked were going to the same networking or the same trainings. And if the people I liked weren't at them, I tried to find the trainings and the networkings that they were going to. I continually tried to position myself in the rooms and around the people that I wanted to be with.
So I have to ask this just from, one of my responsibilities and Tom's responsibilities is we have a large group, almost 1,000 of us as partners, and we love seeing that grow. And Fred, I'm sorry, Fred, I have been, you were away and then I was away, and I keep forgetting the Godfather. Hello, it's good to see you, brother. As always, everybody say hi, Jackie.
Hi, Jackie.
There you go. Well, baby, I want to call. Bye. Not until about 9 o'clock. I can 9:30.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Bye.
I'm on my marriage.
Yeah, bye. Sorry about that. We have this rule that if she calls, especially if she doesn't know I'm on a call, I embarrass her. If she calls and I'm doing anything else, I have to stop just out of respect for the fact that she's my wife, and that's the right thing to do. It's more fun when I can embarrass her. So Tiffany, I wanted to ask you a question because again, I believe very strongly in that we have an opportunity to help people. I believe, period. This is the best opportunity for business success I have ever seen. And I'm going to validate that. Matter of fact, I'm going to invalidate that right now. Maybe, yes, I am. So I want to show you guys something. There's two things I'm going to show you. And if I do this properly, it'll make great sense. If I don't, well, then it won't. Tiffany, can you tell us a little bit about, I got what I need. Can you tell us a little bit about what happened after you create these community? Has anybody that you had created these relationships? I'm sure nobody has ever joined our group, the EXP and GPS Global Partners. I'm pretty sure that none of those relationships ever turned into people joining you in business and being more aligned with you. Is that true?
Actually, I have had agents that have joined GPS who have chosen me as their sponsor. I've had agents within EXP that have requested to join my team as well. And I have agents that have been strategically planning their business for the past 6 months to line it up right so that they can come over.
Wait a second. I got to ask this as well. This is absolutely, Liz, I'm going to call on you. You know, I am for sure, but I don't get this. I know this because we actually brought you in. Tom and I brought you in as a real estate professional and paid for this. You're a relatively new agent. I mean, they can't actually join your team. I mean, that's not possible. It's not like they want to hang out with you. You don't have years and years and years of experience, unless you want to call being on a call every single day of the week and learning about what to do in real estate, then putting it into practice and it actually working for you. So you being in a community, you can actually help other people find success by sharing what you're learning. Is that right? Am I hearing that?
Yes. And what's the greatest part is I don't have to be the be all end all for them. And it's very transparent. We know that I am not I'm not a Fred DeFalco. I don't have decades of experience in this industry. They don't care. They want to be with like-minded individuals like myself who are willing to put in the time, willing to find the answers, willing to do the work, and to find the other individuals that can help them in their business.
That's awesome. Tiffany, first off, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I know this isn't your, actually, you're very comfortable in what you do, but I know it's not 100%. When I called on you, like,
No,
what?
in the hot seat isn't always there.
In the hot seat. Liz, if you're cool, I'd love to ask your opinion. And then just because we have such great leaders in here, Fred and DJ, if you have anything you guys want to add, always welcome. And then Tom and I are going to run into some other opportunities that I've written down. Miss Liz. Oh, Liz, I'm sorry. May I interrupt real quickly before and share this, and then I'll come right back. So here's the thing. I want to share this with you guys. It was something that was brought to us a while ago, and I'm actually putting something out for everybody shortly. This is a stat. It's produced by MikeDP.com. So it is are y'all able to see this? It says Q1 2023 transactions. The average for real estate brokerages is 1 transaction per agent. Now, Compass, you'll see, is far and above. They're at like 1.4. However, Compass's model is you buy real estate agents that are successful. You pay them $50,000 or $100,000, have them join you, and then they're locked in for a couple of years. And they're not doing that anymore because, well, there's another slide in here where they're just completely broke at this point and losing money. Bottom line is, though, if you took Compass out of the equation, because we grow agents, we pour into our agents with better training and everything, you'll notice that EXP is actually at the absolute top, meaning EXP is a stronger place for an agent to park their license based on agent productivity. It beats KW, Realty One, Anywhere, which is Coldwell Banker, Century 21, Berkshire Hathaway, excuse me, not Berkshire, Coldwell Banker, Century 21, and Homes and Gardens and stuff like that. This is the stat. And this guy, Mike Dupree, I believe his name, he doesn't work for us. Now, here's something that's even more fun. Check this out. Okay, that's nothing. This is GPS Global Partners, and this is through the end of May. It says a June report, but it ends in the end of May. Our average is 3.29 transactions. Let that sink in. Tom, you want to touch on this at all? Is there anything you want to add before we turn it over to Liz?
Yeah, all right, there's a couple of things on this report I want everybody to kind of zoom in on. Number one, year-to-date production, over $1 billion in production, which is amazing. Year-to-date organization pay per person. Now, this is up till the end of May. This doesn't include June, so it's not even a full 6 months. So the national average is right now is under 2, and we're way above that. The other thing I want you to look at is the year-to-date transactions in the organization is 3,190. Over 3,000. Wait a minute, total year-to-date transactions, yeah, over 3,000.
Right. Yep.
And I was getting a little confused because it says buyer units, seller units at the top, and that doesn't match up to the 3,000. I'm not sure why. So our organization has done over 3,000 transactions. So that is a huge number for you guys to kind of think about. Now, 1 billion in sales our organization has done. Our organization is more than double the national average of transactions per person. That's our story.
And thanks, Tom. I appreciate that very much. And that's you guys. That's what we do. That's EXP. Don't misunderstand me. There's so many good things in here. And Tiffany, I'm going back to you before I go to Liz. And Liz, really, I promise you 2 seconds. You were, and not in an engagement part, I just wanted to showcase what you're doing. You're actually able to help other agents. You've created a relationship, and now you're helping those agents find success because of the tools that this collaborative platform is including. It makes helping others very easy because we have more resources, and oh my goodness, are there more to come. We'll get on to that as we keep going. Miss Liz, thank you for your patience. I turn it to you, my friend.
So what questions do you have, George? I'm sorry. I was switching from the computer to the phone
I'm
to the
sorry.
computer.
I thought you jumped in with same where you've had that same experience with building this community and having agents say, I want to be more engaged with what you're doing because you're coming from contribution. You are a giver. I know that.
Absolutely, guys. Like I've had, I've been fortunate enough where I was able to join this organization as a solo agent, and having the support of Tiffany, all of our coaches, Tom, DJ, George, Deep, who's finally on the call. I got to shout him out. Ariel Vargas, Claire, like they helped me groom to be a better agent. And now I get to pour into you guys every single day from the past year and a half, almost 2 years of being with the GPS group. I get to share my knowledge with all of you, and I'm still getting poured into. So I have agents who call me, that are not in my direct downline, but are in other people's organizations. And they're just like, hey, Liz, I have a question. Or, hey, Liz, I'm going to be moving to the Orlando vicinity. Can I join your team? So it's just been an absolute beautiful thing. And then bringing people in from who are just newly licensed that are coming onto my team. They're like, well, we love your core values. Like, I can tell you that I'm so willing to give back. And it's because of this group. It's just so collaborative. I know that if I call Deep right now, he would answer the phone. I know if I call Tom, George, Tiffany, DJ, anybody on this call, Pierre, excuse me, Tech Bits today. If I call anybody, everybody is just so willing to share, and I'm just grateful for it. You guys have helped me. You guys changed my life, really and truthfully. And if you know my story, you know that I'm speaking straight from the heart.
I want to point something out, then I think I'll open it up if anybody has a comment on there as well. You were working on a team and had some marginal success, and you've really been able to grow. And a lot will look at you and go, well, you're part of this upper echelon. But the truth of the matter is, and I want to dispel that right away. There's a lot of you on the call that I know, I've seen, we've talked to. You call me on the phone and I'm going to call you back. The same with everybody else. There's not an upper echelon. You'll notice that Liz is much more engaged in sharing of what's going on. She's present when we're engaged in these environments. And I do have to clear this up. She said, that people are moving to the Orlando area. She's not from Orlando. She's from Davenport. All right. I just got to throw that out there. It's not an Orlando thing. Although I do know that we just joined a partner to your team in Jax, which is Jacksonville, Florida. So I love the fact that you're expanding out. Bottom line is, everybody here has the same access that everybody else does. She is no different than anybody on this call, except she's put herself out. She's participated, and that's where it started. I'll never forget it. I remember it. It was that first time I heard from her, and it was, quiet, shy Liz. And then all of a sudden you've got this magnanimous personality coming out. And it's because she said, I'm going to be vulnerable around people that aren't going to attack me, that are actually going to help. And she became well known. She's on our radar. Everybody here has that same opportunity. All right, I want to open it up for any other comments, and then I'm going to go through a couple of places, a couple of options for how to create these team environments. Anybody have anything real quick they want to add? I'd love to hear from anybody. Cool. Go ahead,
I
Pierre.
just want to say, George,
Yeah, Alethea, and then I'll get right to you, Ron, or excuse me, Tech.
sorry guys, but I have to take the time to tell you guys how appreciative I am of the group. You guys got a lot of people on here, so I can have that time. Welcome, Jamila. I haven't been able to put in words what GPS family and you agents have put in for myself, and the feeling of giving back, Tiffany, when I was able to tell her, hey, I have this whole GPS family that you have to actually get on the call, be there. Like you said, Liz, show up, and you're just going to see and feel and hear all the knowledge. So thank you. Sorry to take your time. Blessings to you all.
Thank you very much.
Alethea, real quick, thank you for speaking out. There's not a time that you couldn't call Alethea and ask for help, support, or whatever, and we appreciate you. And here's the other thing. Alethea is not in the GPS downline group. But she found a collaborative group to be part of, to develop community with, right? And has grown from it. So it's kind of like that. Oh, if I go over here, I'll be part of something. Go find something and be part of, right? We offer so much through our collaboration, our calls, and our support that sometimes I think we all do at moments, including myself, could take that for granted until we don't have something like that. And then like Alethea coming in, none of you would ever know that she's not in the GPS downline, but she's part of us, right? And she learns with us, grows with us, compliments us as much as we compliment her. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Embrace what we have, because she has, and it shows.
DJ, good morning, partner in crime.
Hey, good morning. I just wanted to say that, I've been with EXP since November, I think, something like that, a very, very short time. And I had been doing coaching before, and I was so lonely. I was so alone. And Curtis reached out to me and said, hey, do you want to come and play in our sandbox? And I was like, oh, I so want to play in your sandbox. I want to be in your tribe. I am so lonely without having people around. And then I came to a couple of these meetings, and I was so blown away by the commitment that you have to each other, that we have to each other, and how sharing. I've been in business since '96. I've never been with a group of real estate agents have shared like they do in this group.
Well, wait a second, DJ. We need to qualify that. You weren't with any big brokerages. You weren't in any place where there was a lot of agents around you. It's not like you had any. I mean, you worked at a very small independent brokerage that had 4 agents, right?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. So for all of you that don't know, she ran KW offices like left, right, and center with hundreds and hundreds of agents. It was involved in upper leadership and had access to all MAPS coaching, to everything that was literally the second best company, in my opinion, in the world. She knew all of it. And you're saying that this is actually a little bit above that?
Yeah, it is so much above that. And
that's recorded, by the way. We have that. Tiffany, I'm going to want to cut out of that, please. Sorry, coming from you, that's a huge.
I will share with you, for those of you that came in with EXP, and I always say that, and I think that you guys are so lucky, because you're like have the best parents ever. And when you go through life and you've had the best parents ever, you don't appreciate them like those of us that maybe didn't have the best parents ever. And you look around and you see other people that do, and you're like, so you're so lucky. Well, let me just tell you, you're so lucky. When I got into real estate, the first organization I joined, and I won't name names, but it was like the largest one in the 90s. And I was told, there's the file cabinet in the back of the room. That's how old I am. File cabinets in the back of the room. And that's all of the contracts that all of our agents have written. And the ones that have left, you can go and get those and call their people. Are you all stunned by that?
Yeah.
Stunned? I mean, it was like, people don't matter. Only the company matters. Here, people matter. And I'll just end by saying, Liz, I called Liz and she was on vacation and she stopped what she was doing and did what I asked her if she would do for me. She's awesome. I love her.
Outstanding. Thank you very much, TJ. I appreciate it. All right. Anybody else before we move into a couple of things I've got on a list that I definitely want to cover as far as opportunities for community? Thank you for sticking around. We're going to build you up with positives, and then we're going to give you some suggestions on how to build a community around yourself or to build a community within your group of people you like. Great. So obviously through Facebook, we have with EXP, we've got a Facebook group that's a large one. There's community involved in that. We have the GPS group, which is a large group that's a national one. We have regional pages that are South Florida, Central Florida, Georgia, Minnesota. If you want one, let us know. We'll build one for you. It's a piece of cake. And that's just the people in that community. It's a great opportunity. There is through training, as Tiffany talked about, if you're putting yourself out and you're saying, I want to better myself, go to training, meet some people and create some friendships with people that have the same interest. Yes, Miss Tiffany.
I do want to let you guys know this really quick though. If you go out into your local communities and look for training and attend trainings, please do not call me or text me telling me I wasted your time, because you learn so much more from the GPS calls. I have no shame in saying I wasted some of my time for the training aspect. I made it not a complete waste of my time by, again, making sure I made connections with agents and other vendors that were at the trainings. But there were several social media trainings where I went and sat in a room for 3 hours and listened to them either say all the wrong things or say everything that Chris Dove and Jessica Baskis can say in 30 minutes. So please, I just wanted to throw that out there. Some trainings have been phenomenal. Some trainings I have been disappointed where I'm like, you just give me my GPS trainings in the morning and I'm good. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Please do not be surprised if you find that our calls are superior training. There's a reason why we do it that way.
When I'm going to a training, any training, Tiffany, thank you. Good point. That's for sure. When I go to a training, I look for one nugget. I want one to, if I'm going to an event like Build or something, I'm looking for 3 things I can action plan. When you're going to these trainings, you're looking for that nugget, but you're also looking for like-minded people. So talk to people and you can ask them these questions, because what you're doing is you're building a community. You know how many people we had in the GPS group when we first started? 1. Then it was 3 that next month. And then it was 6, I think. Bottom line is, it doesn't happen overnight, but what you're doing is you're building relationships. So as I said, through Facebook, through training, and this has been done, and I will give Jonathan credit on this one. I love what he's done. It's every other Tuesday, it's coffee, and he puts it out into social media. I'm having coffee with like-minded real estate agents. We're going to buy the coffee. I just want to hang out with people I really like. And you start to get people to show up, call your friends. Hey, I'm having coffee at this place. And you can start to create a community around things that are of interest to you. We were doing it with golf. We're going to play golf every other Thursday. Unfortunately, it was way too much work to get that involved because it was like chasing cats. But the idea is, why not build something around the people you enjoy through support and through networking? And that's great, through your peers. I had somebody, and I love this. It was done in, I think it was Illinois that I heard about it. They, Ted, I'll get to that in just a second. Okay. I promise I'll answer your question. They did lunch for ladies. That was what they did. It was real estate professionals, and they did this lunch. And the goal was they would get like a table for 12, and they reserved it. They had 12 people. Everybody paid their own. And you had to, they started off, everybody just sat there and you just talked about what's going on in the real estate market. And it was a networking thing. And it turned into the entire place once a month. They would rent out, they had 30 people there, and everybody had to sit at different tables. You couldn't sit with the person you came with. It was really cool. I mean, it was a great way to network. And by putting it together, that person was the leader of that network group, by the way. So it's up to you on what you want to do. This was something that Max and I spoke of. I thought it was great. If you're doing an open house, why wouldn't you invite some of the other agents to come and join you and have some special food put aside for them? You're going to be at the open house anyway. Why not create a network around it? Anyway, just a thought. Any other, Tom, I've kind of monopolized this, and I know you've got a lot to add. I wanted to get that stuff out, and I'm going to turn it over to you if you've got anything you want to add as well, my friend.
Yeah, I took some notes down and I'm just digesting them and thinking about them before I speak, because sometimes I'll just speak and then I'll go, there was something important I really wanted, but I didn't write it down. And I guess that comes with just having so many things on my mind. It has nothing to do with age. No memory, I promise you. So building community and everything. So when I first joined EXP, I was a big fan of being around a bunch of people all the time. I was a hugger. I wanted to be around people. People created energy for me. And then I no longer had them. And then it was, I became part of the GPS group, and, there was nobody in Daytona Beach area with the GPS group, no one. And, there was a lot of things going on that I felt like I was disconnected. And I said, you know what, well, that's shame on me. Why am I feeling disconnected? I'm going to create something awesome. Right. So was I the leader of the GPS group? George was. Was I the leader of Daytona Beach? No, I didn't. I was a single EXP agent with my wife in Daytona Beach going, how am I going to grow a community of people? And outside of that, grow a community of people nationwide. And that's the greatness that we have within this company and this GPS organization. See, we got 44 people on right now. And some of these 44 people are feeling just like I did, alone. Is this really where I need to be? Is this going to work? I want to be part of something. I want to go to the trainings. I want to go to the happy hours. I want those vendor partners, but I'm just in a different area, and I just want more, right? Our South Florida people, our Orlando people, our people in other states. So here's what I will say, that from running brokerages, and by the way, you have a wealth of knowledge within the GPS organization that are, Fred used to run Coldwell Bankers, and you got 4 agents with you that ran Keller Williams offices and more coaches and everything else. There's a wealth of opportunity and knowledge. Proximity is power. Who you surround yourself around is exactly where you're going to go. If you're surrounding yourself around complainers and criers about everything, guess what? You will sync with them. Get away from them. Get on these calls. All right. So one of the things that I first did when I first came to this area is, all right, who are my vendor partners? Who are the people that I'm going to surround myself around? Title, lender, boom. I'm going to start with those 2. And then I'm going to get with them and I'm going to go, hey, what trainings do you got going on? What things do you got going on? Now, I was a seasoned agent in the area. I knew a lot of agents, so I had a little bit of a head start, right? So let's say you're a brand new agent, or you didn't never let an office or anything. But see, here's the thing. The 360-degree leader in the book, it states that you don't have to be the leader of an organization to be a leader. Okay, you are an independent contractor. You are the leader of your business. You're a leader of your organization. You're the leader of your area if you choose to. You make a choice. Okay, so I got with 2 of the vendors, best vendors, and I said, hey, what trainings you got? I want to be part of it. I want to go to these trainings. Then I started bringing agents in. Then I started going, okay, what other EXP agents are in the area? I don't know. Oh, hey, Debbie. Hey, Dino. Hey, Matt. Can we all get together and do group trainings? Oh, that'd be fantastic. Boom. Started pulling them together, right? Now we have a collaborative group of a good 75 to 100 agents just locally in this area, because I reached out to everyone. Guess who reached out? I did. Guess who didn't reach out? All of them. So it takes one person to go, hey, Debbie, can we do our trainings together? Can I be part of your group and go do in your trainings or your meetings that you're having? Boom. Hey, Debbie, listen, why don't we get our vendor partners to hold happy hours? Hey, why don't we get our vendor partners to do trainings? Hey, why don't we get our vendor partners to host a training facility for us on a regular basis, right? So now we're building and developing community. So I want you to think about where you are. And I want you to think about, all right, do I have what Tom just said locally there? I don't. Okay, so I'm just gonna pick on Karen because she's right here in front of me. Karen, so I'm just saying, I'm just talking through this. So Karen's newer to EXP. As a matter of fact, she's brand new, doesn't know anybody, doesn't know any of the agents, comes to our calls. Here's what I'm going to recommend. Go to all the real estate board trainings. Every training you can go at the board, go. They're great, by the way. They're underutilized. I mean, agents take them for granted big time. You can learn CMAs, you can learn contracts. And by the way, guys, July 1st, if you're in the state of Florida, contracts have 18 revisions. You better learn them. You better learn them, because guess what? If you're working with a foreign buyer or a foreign seller and you don't know exactly what you're talking about when that contract comes out July 1st, you're in trouble. By the way, 1 out of 7 buyers in the state of Florida is foreign.
Yep.
So if you do more than 7 contracts a year, you will work with a foreign buyer or seller. You better know those contracts. It is critical. It's important. You will lose your entire commission paying for your mistake of not learning. All right. Open houses. I'm going to every single open house. I'm going to find out who these agents are, and I'm going to tell them, hey, this is an awesome open house. Hey, is this your listing? And would you be okay if I shared it off with my database too? Open houses. Brokers opens. If there's a broker's open, guess who's going? Still today. I'm going. I might clear the place out by walking in, but I'm going. You either like me, you either love me or hate me in my area. That's how the brokers are. They don't hate me. They know I'm a threat to them because I'm going to come after their agents. Anyway, so brokers opens. Look for, so a lot of title companies, I have never seen so much that these title companies are offering the way they are today versus 10 years ago. I get at least 1 email a day going, hey, we're doing a 1031 exchange class. Hey, we're doing this class. Hey, we're doing that class. If you ain't attending those, attend those classes, because that title company is investing in their agents. Maybe you'd want to use that title company and make them your vendor partner. Okay. Lenders now need agents. See, they're not order takers anymore where they ignore the agents. They need you. They need you right now. And guess what? You need them. So collaboration, training, young professionals network. Young professionals network. I tried to get in there. They won't let me. I don't know what the age limits are. I don't. Anyway, SRES, senior real estate designations. Women's council. Okay. Military. You have communities already built in your area. You just got to make a decision and a choice to go, you know what, I'm going in. The Chamber of Commerce, the Rotary. You get into those, you're building community. Referrals for business, endless. You know, my wife and I were sitting down getting something to eat at a casual place by the river the other day. And he goes, hey, Tom, I haven't seen you in a while. Man, I still want to sell that property in Daytona. What do I need to do to get it sold? I haven't done anything with it. You told me what I need to do like 5 years ago. Can we revisit that? So build community, build relationships through the chamber, the Rotary, the schools, the local schools. One of the things that we challenged Tiffany with is getting in and doing a teacher appreciation ice cream hour or whatever she did. She did it. By the way, if you don't at least make a decision to do something, you're not doing it. See, we're always interested in becoming better, but we're never committed and we don't have standards to our commitment. So if you choose to make something community in your area, you have a great opportunity to do that. You can grow anything you want, but you got to make the decision to do it. Okay, look for a running partner, right? Tiffany was the only one in Virginia. She was the only one. She's got Michael up there now. She's got several others up there. Build community. What's the best way to build community? Be a connector. Gene Frederick is probably the biggest. When I think of connectors, boom, I think of Gene Frederick, boom, Brent Gove. Connectors are people that connect two individuals for an opportunity for growth in their business. Everyone I meet, hey, what do you do for a living? Oh my gosh, you're an appraiser. Fantastic. Can I get your card? Because I always recommend our sellers get an appraisal. Oh my gosh, thanks, Tom. No realtor ever does that for me. Be a connector. Hey, Tom, I'm a civil engineer. Oh my gosh, do you write plans for homes and do, environmental engineer? Oh my gosh, we sell a lot of land. Can I get your card? Hey, GPS, we got an environmental engineer here and he'll travel anywhere in Florida and outside of Florida. He's licensed in several states. Boom, I'm going to market him off. And guess what happens? Hey, Tom, thanks for the recommendation from Liz and blah, blah, blah. How can I best support you? Well, I'm glad you asked. I'm glad you asked. Do you do any meetings in the area? Do you do any trainings on what to look for on land? When you're selling a piece of land, if it has cypress on it, it's got wetlands. If it's got red oaks on it, it's probably going to be a good piece of land. If it's got whatever on it, pine trees. See, be a connector and learn. And the only way to do that is build community. I feel like I'm really, really, really good at building a community. And I've done it here in this area and I'm helping other people do it in other areas. If you ever feel like, hey, I want to build a community for, I call them mix and mingles, happy hours, trainings. Every week we do trainings, and guess who hosts them? The title company and the lender. Guess who sends out the email on them also? The title company and the lender. They want you, they have marketing dollars available. But here's what I would recommend. Don't build a community of people that you're using them. Build a community of people that you're willing to invest in them, they're willing to invest in you. Don't look at them as a resource dollar sign, look at them as a partnership. Everybody I'm building community with, I will tell you right now, and they will tell you, lender Joe down the road, who's amazing, try and come in my world. We got commitments and we got loyalty. We got great title companies out there. I got a great relationship with one that will stand by me and say yes every time. Never says no. Build community. Hey, Robin, I'm looking to do a class. Will you market it off and make it for all the board of realtors to come? You don't have to say who's teaching it. It's just helping agents grow. We're building community. I'm meeting more agents. I'm building something special, right? So when you start being the one in charge, here's the other thing too. You want to start building community and building relationships. Every board of realtors has a leadership. They have their leadership people come, looking to lead in the board of realtors, right? Get on more of the leadership, get on a committee, get on an MLS committee, get on the training committee. Guys, the MLS and the local board of realtors, boom, you want community? Go into the board and go, hey, I want to participate and I want to be, what do you have? I want to learn more about compliance. I want to learn more about ethics. I want to be on the ethics board. Build community. You have it. So I hope all these things that I'm throwing at you are, we call these memory joggers. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. If I want to start building community in this area, let me go to the board of realtors and become on part of a committee. Let me get on their leadership committee. Like I was talking to Ian Anderson the other day. He's he's a huge fan of us getting Stellar in our board. And so he's going back into leadership with the board of realtors because he wants a voice there, but also build more community again. Right? He was the previous past president. He wasn't the past president just because he stepped in and said, hey, I want to be the president. He became part of the MLS community, the board of realtors community locally. So if I was giving advice to you guys right now, I'm here alone. I have no agents surrounded by me in GPS. I have no one around me. I'm either brand new or I'm a seasoned agent just joining EXP and the other GPS organization, but there's nobody around me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up the MLS, and I'm going to look at who all the local EXP agents. Hey, DJ, this is Tom Martin. I'm also with EXP. I'd love to connect with you because we're with the same company and we'd love to have community and collaboration. Do you belong to a bigger group in the area? You'll find out if you ask, right? Hey, by the way, DJ, you get a lot of listings. I noticed that on the board. I'm new and I would love to learn how to do open houses. I take this open house course and I need inventory. Would you be okay if I did? See, you're gonna start building community by reaching out. So brand new in the area, or just I'm alone in the area. I'm looking for 2 vendors, title and lender. First off, hey, when you do trainings, can I attend those? What can I see a training calendar? I'm going to start coming to them all. Lender, hey, do you have trainings? I'm going to come to all of them. I'm going to build a rapport with those 2. And then I'm going to go to the board of realtors. I'm going to go, hey, can I get the training calendar? All right, I'm going to attend all these things. By the way, when you attend something, there's other people there too. If you go to a training and you don't talk to at least every person in that room, I'm talking to everyone. During the breaks, during the course, during the class, I'm talking to everyone. I want to meet everyone.
And the conversations are easy. Ask them about their business. Ask them what they're doing. Ask them what they think of the market. Ask them anything that's relevant to that somebody asked you, you have an answer to.
Yeah. What do you think about this class today?
Yeah.
What do you think about the weather?
Yeah.
Right? Hey, what do you think about your brokerage? Oh my gosh, that's fantastic. They
Or
offer-
make it fun. Make it fun. Go with a partner. Say, we're not going to sit together. I bet I can get more business cards than you can.
Right on.
See, that's why DJ's awesome. That's why DJ's awesome. Exactly.
One of the many reasons.
That's yeah. So guys, what did you hear that was an aha for you? And who wants to implement it, but still feels they may want more? And I'm willing to do a class, George, or not a class, but a mastermind brainstorming of how to collaborate and get it started and everything else. Because it is so important to build community. It's so important not to feel all alone. Like even like DJ, she was feeling alone. And here's someone who's been in the business for a long time. Here's someone who's been a massive influence on some of the biggest teams in the country. So if someone like DJ was feeling it, we know you guys are feeling it too. The only thing that you can, the only thing that's going to hurt you is by not doing it. Well, I'm not outspoken. Well, I'm not like Tom. I'm not like Liz. Well, good. Be you. Be you. Be deep. Be Ariel. You know, be like those guys. Be you. Be authentic to who you are. All right, you guys are. I see a lot of laughing going on. Liz, Tiffany, who you guys? You guys in a chat, right? And then this goes George. He's trying.
We have a community, okay? But
Did I go on too much on that?
It's all out of no.
You could have
you
muted
were
me.
spot on.
I plead the
no.
5th, Tom. That's all I can say. I plead the 5th.
Go on mute, Robert. No, Robert. Seriously, okay. Robert and I have never had disagreements, by the way.
Robert just posted there. Not Robert, it was Squatter posting there. I have a certified turtle guy. Make connections. I love that.
That's not a joke.
What?
I know. You
Someone's
got to do
looking
that.
for them.
Yeah, you got to get rid of them. You got to get rid of them the right way, which is just
Oh,
scary.
here in Florida, especially, and there's a bird, right? There's this darn bird that's federally protected, and I can't think of the name of that darn bird, but it's a little bird. And we were selling a piece of property, and the buyer got an inspection. It was $2 million. It was 1.5 acres over the river. And guess what? It had 2 nests of these something jay birds, and they were federally protected, and it cost thousands of dollars, and it was a very lengthy period to get them birds out of there. Same thing with turtles. if you get a property and there's a turtle on it.
Yep.
You better shut off the recording. No. You better start looking for turtle soup. No, I'm kidding. I
don't do that.
love animals and I love our nature. What I'm saying is do the right thing. We have a guy that also a turtle guy, we call him, and we had to have 15 turtles removed. They were like $800 a piece because they got to be put on a piece of land out in Ocala area, I think it was. So
There's 7,500 minimum now, Tom, so you know.
are you kidding me?
No, there's unfortunately with all the building in Florida, the land to move the turtles to has disappeared.
Oh my gosh.
Believe me, I know about this guy. He's been on the lot next to me for 10 plus
What's
years.
your
He came back.
address? What's your address, Robert? We're gonna bring them all to you since you're the squatter, you got squatter rights.
No problem, Tom.
15.
$10,000 a turtle.
Kirsten just said 15,000. Holy smoke.
But
Thanks, Kirsten. I
it makes a
appreciate
good point here. I mean,
that,
and
folks.
you made it, Tom. We're trying to make connections, but when you got, we'll call them squatter rights with turtles. I made so many connections with so many people that I never thought that I would talk to. And I've added that to my database of people that I communicate with.
Yeah,
Adverse effects bring a lot of different things. DJ's got something to say on this.
I don't talk about turtles. That's just not my style. But I do want to tell you that I don't know if you guys know who Elizabeth Riley is in Texas. And I know she's amazing. She started a program in Texas that is spreading all over the United States with EXP called Agents Helping Agents Club. And she said that in Austin, that the agents were didn't communicate with each other. They sort of stood apart, and it really bothered her. I think if you've listened to her, she's a very caring person. And so she started doing these workshops, and she puts together programs like, what she called the rookie panels and icon panels and ladies in leadership, navigating a shifting market, and has people that are active in the community, realtors, and it's only available to realtors. You're not allowed to wear your name tag. You're not allowed to pass out cards. You are there to learn. And it's been extraordinary. She now has chapters, and there's chapters in San Antonio, and there's chapters in Georgetown, and there's chapters all over Texas. And so she has offered to share her program. If you want to get involved in your community with your real estate community, then reach out to me or reach out to Elizabeth, because I really want to get that started here in Lakeland. And because I think that the more that we can give out, the more that we get back. And I'm new to Lakeland. I've only been here 2 years. So I really need to get to know people better. So what better way, right? So
DJ, that's awesome. See, and you're taking a step forward. You're learning from a system that someone's already got in place that's highly productive, and you're going to implement the same strategy in your area. That's incredible. And don't try to create something, just duplicate something.
yeah, let me share. I had an interview with a lady that's getting her license, and talk about being smart. I've heard this over and over again. I know you all have in different ways, but as we were talking about EXP and her goals and everything, she said, I love the fact that somebody has made the path. I don't have to recreate it. All I have to do is follow in their footsteps. I mean, that was just like, was such a awakening to me. It's like, I know this stuff, but yeah, right, Liz? It's like, yeah, just follow in the footsteps of somebody that's already doing what you want to do. Wherever you're a new agent, old agent, whatever, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, Elizabeth's got a great program there. And she has it at 10:30 or from 11 to 1. The vendors pay for the lunch. They bring lunch in, and they can't give a spiel, but just like everybody else, but they can be part of the educational part of it. So it's a win-win for everybody.
DJ, I could help kickstart you. I just put it in the chat. There's a Facebook group called Agents Helping Agents. I know the guy that runs it. It's open to anybody.
Cool. Thanks.
All right, it is 9:31. I don't know about y'all, but at 9:30 on the days that I'm on these calls, I am prospecting from 9:30 to 11. So I've got to get on the phone and make some calls because I'm going to work twice as hard as everybody else. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Thank you very much for being here. Remember, community matters. It is a lonely game, but we have each other in this. And I'm going to finish with what is most important for you to remember. Go out and tell somebody you love them. Tell them that they're important. Tell them that they matter. You may actually save a life doing so. The worst thing that's going to happen is you're going to make somebody's day better. And here's the fun part. It's going to make your day better as well. And as a little bit of a footnote, that is the entire basis and key to successful database, to successful relationships, and to successful marriage and children. Let them know that they matter and that you care. I care about you all greatly. Markham, brother, goddamn good to see you again. I got to call you out when I get a face with you. That's just good for me. I'll see you very soon, I'm sure. The rest of you have an amazing day. Ken and I have been doing this dance for about 4.5 years, and he's rarely on camera. So y'all take a good look. That's Ken Markham right there. He's one of my partners down in South Florida. God bless you all. Have an amazing day. Thank you for everybody that participated. We'll see you tomorrow for coaching. Tom will put it out for everybody. You'll know what the topic is. Meantime, turn it over to Miss Tiffany for the after party and anything else y'all want to cover. God bless y'all. Deep, good to see you as well. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Bye now.
See ya.